Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Faishayo Isola, and today we're going to be going over a step-by-step process on how to manage your money smarter. How we're going to do that is going to be through four key areas. Number one, it's going to be your checkings account. Number two, we're going to have an emergency savings account. Number three, we're going to have a retirement account. And number four, we're going to have your individual brokerage account. These are all going to be very, very important. And I'm going to teach you exactly what we're going to do and how we're going to do it to make you wealthy. So let's break it down. The first account, your checking account. This is generally where you're going to be paying through most of your bills, expenses, rent. I personally like to have 2 months of my monthly expenses. I would advise you to do the same, 1 to 2 months, because we just want to keep what we need for 2 months worth of expenses at the max through your checking account. Because if you keep any more money in there, you're not really going to be having your money work for you. That's what our other accounts are for. So you want to keep just enough to where you can pay your bills comfortably and have little left over, but have more money left over into our other accounts that we're going to go over. And so to get on to the next point, the next main account that we're going to talk about is our emergency savings. So generally, you want to put money in and don't take it out unless you absolutely have to, because I know lots of things happen. Say your mother goes into the hospital, you get in a car accident, uncontrollable life events. These things happen. We're human, and you can't always foresee the future. So for your emergency savings account, you want anywhere from 3 to 6 months worth of your monthly expenses. And I would recommend you put this into a high yield savings account. So this will allow it to make money. There's lots of different high yield savings account. I personally have mine through Amex, and it has 3.8% APY. So that means over the course of one full year, I'd get a 3.8% return. That's free money that you're keeping just in case of emergencies. And depending on how much you have in there, you could be getting an extra $50 a month. There's no downside to that. So I highly recommend that you put your emergency savings account into a high yield savings account. It'll just overall help your portfolio and help you build wealth. And so now the third account we're going to talk about is a retirement account. And so you definitely need a retirement account. I assume you already do, hopefully through your work slash employer, or if not, we will need to open one up ourselves. Whether it's an IRA, 401k through your employer, or just any other type of retirement plan, you need to be investing a decent amount depending on your situation. If you don't have your checking account built up, your emergency savings built up, those are going to be your first priority. But eventually, over time, we are going to start ramping up the amount that we put into our retirement account slash our 401k. You don't want to put in too much, because depending on what type of account, there are limits, right? Because it's a retirement account. But we want to put in a substantial amount going up towards our limit if you're doing, let's say, 401k. So eventually these things compound over time. And when you look down at it 10 years down the road, you'll just see high gains and profits because you invested smartly, let's say into ETFs or index bonds, and you wasn't just picking stocks and hoping that it'll shoot into the moon like Tesla did. So you want to be very conservative and smart when you're investing through your retirement accounts, because this is for you to live comfortably down the road when you turn 55, 65, right? And last but not least, your individual brokerage account. This type of account will give you the most options, right? Because you don't have limits. You have the most amount of options. You can even go into crypto, right? Which I still don't recommend because we're here trying to build wealth over time, slow and steady, with checking our portfolios every every now and often, right? So any extra funds after covering all our bills, after we've built up our checking account, emergency savings, and put enough into our retirement account, we can start growing our individual brokerage account. So this, you can have a little more risk tolerance whenever we start building our individual retirement account. So you can still do index bonds, ETFs, stocks, but we can have a higher risk for higher returns, right? Because if we're already doing all the previous steps by building our emergency savings, checking account, and putting adequate amount of money into our retirement accounts on a yearly basis, those are pretty much the overview of how we're going to set up these accounts, how we're going to transition from one to another. And so the next step would be how we're going to put money into our account so we can think about it less often, do less work, and know that no matter what we do, we're working towards our goals. So, and how we're going to do that is automated transfers. This is going to be the biggest, easiest way to simplify your finances and build wealth over time without even thinking about it. All right. So this will most primarily be through you setting up automatic transfers, automatic deposits, and making sure your money goes into the right account, right? So the way I have it set up, once my paycheck hits, I already know where my money's going. I already know I'm putting 10% of my paycheck into my retirement accounts. I already know that my emergency savings is good. So I don't even put anything in there, right? I already know a rough estimate on my monthly expenses unless I have something major planned. So I'd put a certain amount of my paycheck into my checking account. And then whatever is left over, I can either save towards another account, which I have for traveling because I like to travel, right? So after you get these 4 accounts done and you have a lot of leeway and you know how to properly budget yourself, you can start doing other things. But the best thing for you to do is automate your transfers by finding a good budgeting app. I use Fidelity and it has worked really well for me. You can use any really budgeting app. There's lots on the App Store. Just find one that works for you. But you have to be able to set up automated transfers. After you set up your automated transfers, you know how to use your accounts, you're properly budgeting, we can now sit back and start periodically reviewing all of our accounts, right? You don't want to just forget about it. You want to keep an eye on what your money is doing and how it's performing, right? So you can check your checking app and savings accounts every single day, right? It's not really going nowhere. You know, you can take your money in, you can take your money out, but on your retirement accounts and your individual brokerage accounts, you want to be checking those periodically because they can fluctuate. Like, for example, the Chinese and the tariffs, right? It caused a lot of accounts to fluctuate down, but now it's back up in the stock market, right? So if you were checking your portfolio then, you probably had an opportunity to make money because it dropped down over 10%. And if you put in more money there, it came back up and you would have had more profit and wealth to your name. So if you periodically check your accounts, you wouldn't have missed that opportunity to grow your wealth And this is the importance of having periodic reviews, or let's say reminders on important news updates that could affect your portfolio. So if I was you, I'd set up minimum, you need to be checking your portfolios quarterly, once every 3 months, minimum. You need to see how your money is working for you. And by reviewing and adjusting, you ensure that your financial portfolio continues to grow. Now that we've covered the 4 essential accounts and areas that you need to have with setting up automated transfers and periodic reviews, now it's time for you to make that change. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more financial videos like this. If you want more help like this, DM me on Instagram. I help young professionals build and grow their wealth through investments.